Welcome to this Getting Started video on creating an estimate from PlansXpress plans. In this video, I'll show you how to import your PlansXpress drawing and complete your estimate by adding items such as preliminaries and subcontractor quotations. Once your PlansXpress drawing is complete, save it in a location where you can easily find it. Then open up EstimatorXpress. Before you import your plans, update your material prices using the Download Prices button in your price book, which can be found in the library on the navigator on the left of the screen. Open up the Material section of the price book to do a price download. Also, check and adjust your labour rates in the Labour section of the price book. Click back onto the dashboard using the navigator. Here on the dashboard, you can see at a glance which quotes need finishing or chasing up, which jobs are starting soon, your win rate, and so on. You can open an existing estimate or create a new one. To complete a takeoff of your PlansXpress plans, click the Create New Job button. There are 4 ways of creating an estimate in EstimatorXpress. You can use a standard job template, picking from a list of pre-designed templates for new builds, bungalows, extensions and garages. You can use a custom job template to produce a custom estimate for renovation jobs, attic or garage conversions, or for other non-standard builds. You can also import plans from PlansXpress to create an instant estimate, which is the subject of this video. Finally, you can create a custom estimate from scratch using estimating calculators. For now, let's select the Quote from PlansXpress Import option. Locate the PlansXpress drawing file you've just saved. The file will have a .pxd file extension. Click on the file to select it and click Open. The Create New Job wizard now appears. Start by entering the job details. The job name is taken from the PlansXpress file name, but you can change it if you want to. Then select a job description. I'm going to select the 4-bedroom house option. Click on the right to enter your customer and site address details. These will appear on the customer quote. Tick this box if the site address is the same as the customer address. Once you've filled out the details, click Update. Next, select a price book. The price book contains the prices of all of the materials, labour and plant needed for your estimate. In most cases, you'll only need one price book set up in the software. Unless you've set up your own bespoke price book, use the master price book, which is the price book provided with the software. You can set up merchant links and customise the master price book from the library, which we opened up earlier from the dashboard. Now we need to select a group of estimating calculators. Estimating calculators are used to price up your job. There's a number of different groups of estimating calculators already set up in EstimatorXpress, which are tailored to different types of job. When importing a PlansXpress file for takeoff, the PlansXpress import group of calculators is selected automatically. This will add estimating calculators which aren't typically drawn, such as site preliminaries and subcontractors, to your estimate. You'll have the opportunity to add other estimating calculators once you've created the estimate, and you can also delete any you don't need. Select a start date and build program type to help you manage the job. I'm going to select a large house build program for this job. Now select a specification for the estimate. I'm going to select the new build specification. This specification uses a JCB for excavation work by default. It has the quickest build speeds of all of the specifications. As with the price books, you can customise your library specifications from the library, which you'll find on the navigator on the dashboard screen. You can refine your specification further by selecting mini-specs from the options below. I'm going to skip the external brickwork mini-spec, as I'm building a rendered and clad house. Simply ignore any mini-specs which aren't relevant to your job. I'm going to change the roof tiles to pan tiles for a new build. I'm going to select half-round guttering, I'm going to select softwood 150mm fascias and barge boards for the sloped roofs, and 225mm fascias and barge boards for the flat roofs. I'm going to leave the rest of the mini specs set to the same as the specification, as I'm happy to leave the decoration and excavation set up as they are within the original specification. Don't forget to review the profit markup by clicking the Review Profit Markup button. The figures you see in your estimate are actual costs. You can set the percentage overhead and profit markup you want to achieve for each type of resource here as you create your estimate. I'm going to add a 15% overhead markup for the subcontractors. You can change the default settings for your overhead and profit markup from the library. You can also amend the overhead and profit markup at a later point from within the estimate. Review inflation rates in exactly the same way. Once you're happy with your selections, click Create Job. EstimatorXpress produces the estimate in just a couple of minutes by taking off the dimensions from your PlansXpress drawing and combining them with the specification, mini-specs and price book you've selected. After a few moments, a dialog box pops up asking if we want to review the lintels and cavity closures. Click Yes. Select the cavity width in the drop-down box. EstimatorXpress will automatically specify appropriate lintels and cavity closures for your windows and doors. Click OK. The main estimate opens up. The main estimate screen has two tabs. From the job overview, you can check and change the job status, the overall cost, profit and overheads, and the price to the client. You can review your estimate in detail by clicking the Estimating Calculators tab. From here you can add preliminary costs such as site acquisition, planning and design costs, and site establishment. You can also add provisional sums and subcontract quotations. Scroll down the list using the scroll wheel on your mouse or the scroll bar on the right of the screen, and you can see the estimating calculators which have been used based on the elements in the PlansXpress drawing. Click on the Estimating Calculators tab on the ribbon menu at the very top of the screen. From the Estimating Calculators tab, you can add items to your estimate which are not included automatically when you select the PlansXpress Import group of estimating calculators. For instance, if you didn't draw your electrics on the PlansXpress drawing, you can add them to the estimate using the Electrical drop-down menu. To review any of the imported elements of the estimate, you can open up the estimating calculators. To do that, click on the adjacent Open button. From within an estimating calculator, you can check the dimensions and specified resources for the relevant elements of the estimate. If you do find you need to make any changes to the PlansXpress drawing, you can re-import the plan. On the main estimate screen, go to the Estimate tab and click the Import PlansXpress Plan button. Please be aware that any estimating calculators used in the PlansXpress import will be overwritten when you re-import the plans. This means any changes you've made to these estimating calculators in EstimatorXpress will be lost. Changes to estimating calculators not used in the drawing, for example preliminaries and subcontract quotations, will not be affected by re-importing the plans. Click on the arrow next to Main Estimate to minimise the Main Estimate section of the navigator. Then click Job Settings. From the job settings, you can view and change the settings for this particular job. For example, if you need to change your overhead, profit or inflation rates, you can do that from the job settings. Once your estimate is complete, click Outputs on the navigator. Then click the Open button next to Quote for Main Estimate. Take a look at the help video on editing the quote for help with using the various quote settings. So that's how to import your PlansXpress drawing and complete your estimate in EstimatorXpress. Give it a go.